So, how was your day? You were working, you said you had a job tonight.
Yeah, we had a job earlier today, a hoarding situation. Today was our second day on that job, and we got a lot accomplished. The problem is the homeowner, who is also the hoarder. Most times you'll come across hoarders don't like to let things go, no matter what they are, and that's the situation we had today and Friday. Things there when she starts to have a spiral, she'll go to like the Goodwill or some type of
Yeah.
store like that, and she'll just buy and buy and buy, and she just throws it in the house.
Oh, wow.
So our biggest objective is the city is going to condemn her home. Beautiful home on the lake. The city came in and said, you have to clean this up or it'll be condemned. So between BioONe West Michigan, Adult Protective Services, and a certified professional organizer, we put a team together in about snap of a finger so we could protect her from that. And we put 2 full days in, and she doesn't want to let things go. And we kept telling her, the stuff that comes out has to go, we donate it, has to go in the trash, garage sale, something. Because if we
Right.
take all this stuff and she puts it back, she's going to be in the same boat she was when she started. And the city will not put up with it.
Right.
We got,
Wow, that's interesting.
we got her to the point today where the city came in and they're letting her live there now. They're coming back in a week to see if her tenancies are going to continue. And if they are, they may still condemn the home, but the certified professional organizer is going back Monday to work with her a little longer to see if we can get things boxed up and taken away. I'm going to go over and help on Monday. I'm just going to try and haul some trash away for them so they can get rid of it.
Hmm. Wow, that's an interesting job. So,
Yeah.
how long have you been involved with BioOne?
I bought my franchise at the end of January, I do believe, mid-January. Um, I, I was in Las Vegas for the first week of February for my training. Then I came home and hit the ground running, doing all my marketing and networking and
You mean January this year, 2016?
yep,
Oh,
just a few.
wow, amazing.
Yep.
Amazing. So, I'm interested then, how come you decided to go with such an unconventional business model?
Um, I love to help people. I have a great big heart.
Mhm.
Actually, I think my heart it gets in the way sometimes.
Mhm.
Trying to help these people. But BioONe as a company, it took me 3 years to get this business. I had looked at a lot of different franchises. I looked at Big B Coffee. I looked at a lot of different smaller franchise types. And over the 3 years, I just couldn't let this one go.
Mhm.
I feel like I was brought to this position to help people in their darkest times of need. I love to help people. And like I said, I think my heart, as big as it is, it does get in the way sometimes when you're working with hoarders and they're not wanting to let things go, but you're worried about them and their homes being condemned. It's definitely a different line of business. When you tell people what you do, you're a crime scene cleaner, the hoarding, and they look at you like, why in the world would you want to do something like that? Because I was an over-the-road truck driver for about 14 years.
Mhm.
I had no experience in this whatsoever.
Mhm.
And I had been talking to Nick for about 3 years. He said, we'd love to have you. And there's a lot of times, we went months without talking, and then I'd boom, pop up and ask him a question, instantly respond and answer every question. And I talked with my wife about it over and over and over. And she was like, are you sure this is what you want to do?
Yes,
I feel like this is my path in life, is to help people.
right.
Um, it's BioONE's incredible. I mean,
Amazing.
I don't regret it the tiniest little bit. You know, being new, I think I'm like the 44th franchise in the nation, I believe, somewhere in there. And I've talked to almost all these guys before I purchased my franchise. And they said, there might be times you don't get a phone call all week and you worry that your phone's not working. And they said, don't worry, it comes in spurts, and it has. But here in West Michigan, we've done pretty well in the last 2 months. We've
Mhm.
gotten a lot of phone calls. We've done some traumatic deaths. We've done a few hoarding jobs. Apartment complexes are calling us to do general odor abatement of their complexes.
Right.
It was, I don't know, it's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible food.
So who is paying for the hoarding jobs? Those people obviously are not able to afford your services. Who is financing?
We just finished a job. It was a 4-day job, Central Michigan, Central State, Lansing, Michigan. It was a 4-day job, and the parents in the early 70s, they wrote us checks to do it. Their daughter got very sick in the house, was bitten by some type of insect in the house, got very ill, and
Oh
was
my
in the
God.
hospital. Whatever bit her caused paralysis in her left arm, and she will not be going back to that home, so they wanted to get it ready to sell. So the parents paid me and my crew to go in and basically get it sale ready.
Yes.
Now, the job I did Friday and today, when Adult Protective Services steps in for an elderly person with hoarding tendencies, the state of Michigan pays.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a lot, but it's me helping out.
Yeah.
From the cash pay to the state of Michigan paying.
Oh, wow. Oh, I see. It's great. So, Jamie, I'm curious if people are looking for some kind of franchising business and they're doing their research, what advice do you give them? Why should they at least have a conversation with Nick and find out more?
Well, first of all, about that, this business is obviously not for everybody.
Yeah.
Because we come across some gruesome scenes, whether it's a suicide or a homicide, but if it's in your heart to help people and you can deal with some of these scenes that we deal with day in and day out, you can make as much money, I think, as you want in this business. It just depends how you market it. If you're looking for a business model, Nick Anthony, our CEO, is incredible. He puts his heart and soul into this. He's probably one of the most compassionate, caring guys I think I've ever come across. If you call up Bigby, like a coffee franchise, like a Starbucks here in Michigan, you don't ever talk to the CEO. I don't think you talk to the CEO maybe when you sign your franchise agreements. The first phone conversation I had was with Nick Anthony. Him and I talked, and we built this amazing friendship. There's a lot of franchises out there are willing to sell a franchise to anybody as long as you have the money. Nick Anthony, I think, is very picky on who he sells to. He just doesn't want to, he's built a model and a brand that is second to none, in my opinion. What's that tell you?
Oh, wow. BioONe.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer. This business is truly amazing. The fulfillment you get from helping these people, whether it's a family member that's taken their own life or they've lost a loved one due to an undiscovered death, helping people get on the right track. BioONe's, their motto is help first, business second. We need to get in there. We need to complete the job. We need to get your life back on track. We need to take care of the problem. And if somebody were to go in there, they would never know something had happened in there. BioONe, I think it's, of all the things I've looked at and wanted to do in life, I'm truly blessed to be part of this family. And that's what it is. It's, you purchase this franchise, you buy your business, and a lot of franchise sells you a model, and they're like, there you go, congratulations, you own this business, with not a lot of support. If I have a problem, every new franchisee gets a trainer. If for some reason I don't like what my trainer has to say, I have the CEO's cell phone number. I can call him 24 hours a day, and he will pick up the phone.
That's amazing.
You're in business by yourself, but not, you're not alone. Right. There's always support there. I can put out an email to 15 different franchisees right now and have an answer from almost all of them within the next half an hour.
Amazing.
Like I said, if you have some of the scenes, if you have the stomach to do this, you can make as much or as little as you want. And this is not like an IT job where you spend all day behind a desk. You need to be out networking and shaking hands and doing
Mm-hmm.
when I'm
Yeah,
out.
I would love for you, Jamie, to tell a little bit more if somebody is on the fence about marketing. So you just started, so you're a perfect example. You already have jobs. How do you market yourself?
What I've done is, I think the hardest to market are the police departments, which obviously you're going to get calls from. Everybody knows a police officer, or a family knows a police officer. And that's a great way in. Victims advocates, we go talk to them, because normally somebody takes their life. This team may come in and talk with the deceased family and try to get them on the right track. Apartment complexes, they're touch and go sometimes. A lot of the apartments in West Michigan, they're very busy. They don't have time to talk to a vendor. A good thing, if you purchase a BioONe franchise. What I did before I even had gone to Las Vegas for my training, I joined the West Michigan Property Management Association. So now I'm a supplier vendor for the Management Association, which gets my name out with all these apartment complexes. And I go in there and say, hey, I was looking through the listing of communities. I'm also a member. If you ever come across these situations, I'm here to help you. There are other companies out there that take advantage of people in their darkest time of need. And we have, special rates that we give to apartment communities or hotels, things of that nature, where your insurance deductible is going to be outrageous. So they don't budget for it. It's not something that, they have a special budget for every year. And marketing is very important. Trying to get meet as many people as you can. And when the trainer will come out and spend, I think, about 4 days with you once you get your franchise. And we made some really good contacts. One of the local police departments stopped using a local biohazard remediation company and said, we're using nobody but you now. And that was just a few weeks into it.
Wow.
And that's one thing that they teach you at BioONe, at the BOTS training. They teach you, how to approach people, how to talk to the different people you come across. And the police department that I'm now being used by, they told me that they would call and they would get no response, or they would get a response and they would kind of show up when they wanted to.
I see. That's irresponsible.
And when you're doing biohazards, it's very imperative that you're as fast as you can be. And I let them know. I said, there might be times I might be on a suicide or a homicide or something of that nature, and it might take me a little bit to get there, or I'll send one of my employees there as fast as I can. But you got to be pretty quick. You have to have a good response time.
Right.
There's a few companies around here that just don't. But going back, your networking and your marketing, it's huge. You got to get your name out there. And there's apartment complexes. I get a business card from everybody I go to. I send them an email. Hey, great meeting you. Next time I'm in the area, I'd like to just stop by and say hi. Very, the reactions.
Personal touch.
Absolutely.
Nice.
And you walk in there, and some of the people are like, you do what?
But it's amazing because it's such an unconventional business that people will remember you after they say what. They will remember you forever. And unfortunately, almost all of us, one day we face this kind of situation when we need help. So it's a very rewarding business as well.
It is, it's a niche business. We'll go in and talk to these apartment complexes and say, most times you're not going to need us, but that day you go, something happens in a community and you go, oh, I don't know who to call. It's going to be BioONe, because if something happens with your plumbing, you call a plumber. Something electrical, you call an electrician. If you get a job where you're questioning, going, who do we call? More than likely, it's going to be BioONe.
Mm-hmm. So, Jamie, how do you see BioONe West Michigan in 5 years?
Oh, 5 years? With all the BioONe West Michigan, in 5 years, hopefully within the next year, I will own Michigan as a master franchise.
Uh-huh.
That is my goal within 10 to 12 months, is to own the whole state as a master. That way, if somebody else wants to come in and buy a franchise, they would interview with Nick. If Nick feels they're a good fit, Nick will call me and say, you need to talk to them. They're a good fit. And if I want to sell them a franchise, I can sell it, or I can buy it myself. But BioONe West Michigan, I want to build an empire. It's, I have a family. I have a lot of family on the East Coast. I'm looking to put one in Western New York. I'd like to, in the next couple of years, if there's nobody in Indiana, I'd like to buy Michigan or Indiana as a master. I looked at Tennessee. I went into this with my eyes kind of closed, I guess you would say, thinking, I have BioONe West Michigan. We're going to be good. Well, good's not good enough for me anymore.
Love it.
And that's the thing, Nick would rather have a few multi-franchise owners than a bunch of single unit owners. And that's
right.
That's what I'm going for. I went to training, like I said, with my eyes kind of closed, going, well, we'll have our franchise, we'll do good. And then you go to training and they talk about the different opportunities they have, and it really, really opens your eyes. Bot's training it's second to none. There's so much information. I think I have a legal pad and a half of just handwritten notes I took. And we were out of the class for almost a full day between a couple days. We did a couple live calls, one in a motel, one in a home. There's a lot of information, and Nick, that guy has more information in his head, and he can rattle it off.
So, Jamie, you mentioned you ran West Michigan, and then you are planning to kind of get the whole master franchise. So how does it work? Why you only can have right now West Michigan versus half of Michigan, for example?
Every state, they figure out, I guess, population versus, I'm not sure on their metrics. But they will say, okay, we've done our, BioONe has done their homework, and we figured 4 franchises will go. So, there could be one in Detroit, there could be one in Flint, there could be one in Kalamazoo, Battle Creek. So it kind of, even though we're BioONe West Michigan, I pretty much don't have any boundaries right now because there is nobody else.
Yes.
So, yeah, with the franchises, I don't know the number that they have slated for Michigan. I guess they're just kind of leaving room for maybe BioONe Southern Michigan, Eastern Michigan, Northern Michigan. So, yeah, but...
Wonderful, Jamie. So would you like to give some tips or advice to people that are searching for franchising, if you can, maybe 2-3 key?
Oh, some tips on franchise. It's a great question, and it's kind of hard for me to answer because I've looked at so many different business opportunities, and a lot of things have turned me off in the past with different franchises.
Right.
And I would BioONe. I said it before, and I'll say it again, and I swear by it. You're not buying a business. You are, but you're gaining a family. And I don't think if you went and bought a McDonald's, or if you bought a Taco Bell, or you bought a Hertz Rent-A-Car, or whatever, any other franchise, I've talked to a lot of different people over the past years. And it's like Nick is a brother to me that I never met until I went to Las Vegas. BioONe, if you love helping people, I don't think there's a better franchise out there. I'm almost certain. I don't know what else would even compare.
Amazing. So, Jamie, if somebody needs your help and somebody wants to inquire about your services, how do they get in touch with you?
Well, they can go to my website, which is BioONe, WMICH.com. We're on Facebook at BioONe West Michigan. My phone number is 616-724 7971. And me, like all the rest of the franchises, work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all year long. We don't take days off. We're always here.
Awesome. Jamie, you broke up when you were giving out your phone number, so do you mind to repeat your number?
Nope, I'm sorry. My number is 616-724-7971.
Amazing. Thank you so much for your time.
I'm through.